the map. That leaves one more, right?
Well,
Potentially two more.
Yes, there's at most 2 more matches.
All
Because
right.
Shuttle's the last player, right?
Shuttle is the last Protoss player, and I don't think the Terran players just play each other for fun at the end.
Yeah, so the Zerg has been annihilated. There's still last and mine left in this, and there's Shuttle. So 2 more matches at most.
All right, let's get this going so we can jump right into it.
All right. Game was not found.
I'm not that fast.
But then don't say it.
I was editing the other stuff, the UI. You know how it is. UI always takes the most time.
Well, Circuit Breaker. All right, so we're going to see Circuit Breaker once again. It's going to be a PvT this time.
Okay.
And cross spawn, so this is going to be really nice for whoever wants to go the greedy macro.
So P1 is going to be Shuttle. And then we're going to have at the 7 o'clock position. I think it's always good to have a nice Circuit Breaker map towards the end.
You know what I would love to see is Electric Circuit come back.
You know, and some get, and you kind of read my mind because I was just thinking about Electric Circuit also. But it has come back in some leagues.
I love that map. I really do.
It's kind of a weird one. It's got that weird, hard defensible ledge on the high ground where you can have the mineral-only expansion.
Yeah.
You gotta be willing to defend that.
Yeah, but it makes it a lot of fun though. Like once you split the map, it's like it's such a great game in the late game though. Because it's really like truly a battle of wits once you get like the split map. One player takes one side, the other player takes the other side.
Alright, everything looks like it is going well. Thank you guys. I am BC Dagger along with Amazing XKC, bringing you some wonderful casting of Brood War. Kicking it old school. So we got the barracks on the low ground, another barracks expand.
Yep. This is the last thing that same build that lasted against us. No reason not to deviate from it.
So Shuttle's kind of a really mediocre Protoss player. And like every once in a while he'll just throw in a bunch of massive upsets, but more often than not he's just disappointing.
That's STX for you in general.
Yeah. Especially Cal. Cal like went on a mean streak in around like early 2010, late 2009. But besides that, like what happened? He had this potential to be a dragon, but he didn't end up that way, you know?
He was supposed to be the chosen one.
Really, I actually started to get really nervous when he made it to like the WCG finals. I was like, oh no, Cal's gonna overtake Bisu's accomplishments. You know, I guiltily wished that Cal would stop doing well, and then he just slumped in his hardest slump of his career, and I felt terrible.
See, look what you did. Your fanboyism made him slump.
I know.
How do you feel?
I am going to have to take my hands off the Obzing for 1 second, but it's the early game to let my dogs out. As you know, if you cast long enough, you have to take care of animals.
So while BC Dag taking the dogs out for the Obzing, I'm going to pull my little guitar here and play some chords. Some good old chords. Been practicing. Been learning some good stuff. Got your F5. Got your D. You got your E chord.
Back. What the hell are you doing?
Oh, I was just messing around.
Causing trouble.
Of course.
Hey, we're not getting paid for this cast, so we can goof off.
That's the beauty of it. We do it for the love of the game.
But seriously, everybody, donate to KCM Legend matches if you want continued awesome StarCraft to exist.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like, there's time for serious casting, and there's time for just to relax, have some fun, have some great time watching Brood War with the fellow viewers. This is one of those times where you just like have some fun. You just got.
This is absolutely where we have just fun.
It is. I mean, the games have been pretty good so far, so it's a great time. That's also a really good time at night too. So after this, I just go to sleep or whatever I'm going to do after this. Who knows?
So am I imagining things? But I thought Terran generally built. Okay, now there is a third Marine coming up. But generally, I thought Terran players built at least 3 Marines to put in their bunker when they're going for Rax expand. Is there a key number that you usually look for?
Nope.
Nope. It's usually just like a feeling I think that Terran players get.
Yep. Whatever you feel like you want to get.
We are seeing the robo play. I think this is going to be a little bit more than just observers.
Yeah, to me it feels like we're going to see Shuttle try to go for like a bust here. Might be like a shuttle bust here, like get some elevator action going on with some.
Oh, don't play with my heart. You know I'm going to say it. Bulldog.
Bulldoggers.
Bulldoggers. Oh, the greatest Protoss build. The man's build, really. I know there's the stove, but really, the man's build is the Bulldogger.
Reach doesn't approve of the stove. Not approve. But yeah, here's the thing though. So, looks like it's not gonna be a Bulldog. It's gonna be like a 3 base. It's just a very early. Actually, not really early though. It's like pretty standard 3 base expand. I only just now saw the observatory at Shuttle's natural. This is all pretty standard. It's all just taking advantage of the fact that last didn't go for the aggressive, say, 1 factory expand, so to speak.
Yep, and now the Dragoons are going to back off here, so Last is going to have some breathing room to just chill out at his natural base.
Yeah, both players taking a nice chill pill. Meanwhile, Charlie's going to try to once again dive into the bunker. Bad idea. There's a tank behind it. Just chill, back off, chill, just hold the bridge. Take your third. Life's good. I'm hungry. The only thing I had today was like the milk tea that I got from this milk tea shop with my manager. We were doing.
What are you saying?
Yeah, so the only thing I had today was just milk tea.
Oh, like milk tea. I thought you said milk teen, and I was like, is that protein milk?
No, but it'd be pretty nice to have some protein milk.
Oh man, that's next level. We don't want XKC to get too buff. You get angry and just like Hulk through your computer.
No, actually I would like to get really buff. Then you go to Korea, and it'd be like, bam. Show off. That's the thing I don't like. That's the thing I don't get about Korean girls. Like, apparently, they prefer the skinny boys, right?
Uh-huh.
But that doesn't make sense because that's not really a masculine trait to be like, skinny and effeminate.
Yeah, like feminine skinny.
Yeah,
not fat skinny.
No, they're just like skinny.
Yeah.
Skinny and effeminate. But I mean, despite that talk, we do see the Last doing quite a bit of damage here. What's his vultures? He's gonna get at least, maybe no. Okay.
I just think it's hilarious that he tried to kill Pylon with all those vultures and it didn't die. Pylons are immune to vulture attacks.
What else was he supposed to attack? There's no probes there. There's nothing else. Like, there's no cannon to attack, really.
Yeah. Really, they're just chilling out. But there is a nice probe transfer coming over to this natural base. Additional pylon added to the wall here. And at the 12, we can see that spider mines were placed down. Gonna help them just kind of scout out when that 4th base is gonna go down. Looking at the robotics facility, we are finally seeing the shuttle that we were hoping to see come out. But I really just think
whoa.
What happened?
Look inside of the shuttle's main base. Do you see what I see?
I see a spinning air attack upgrade, which means carriers. Yes.
Yes. we are going to have carriers this game, and meanwhile, we're seeing Last going for the double expand here. I think Last forgot that he's playing Terran, not Protoss, so he's going to go take his third. He got third basic secured.
Oh, the scan! He scanned it!
Oh, this is actually very good for Last. Last knows that Shuttle can't punish this fourth.
What a genius. Alright, hang tight one more time, guys. I gotta go close the door.
Yeah, I got nothing else to contribute at the moment. Just gonna wait for BT to get back here.
So this is what I really miss about our early morning casts, is that when it's cool outside, I could just have the door open the entire cast. But now it's like hot midsummer, I can't leave the door open without it costing money.
Oh, you have the AC on?
Well, yeah. It's like 80 degrees outside.
It was 50 today. Here. We had a
toasty in Florida.
You're used to it though, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem.
Yeah, but no one wants to go to bed sweaty. That's the problem. You keep it just cool enough so you don't sweat.
Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing though. So last night he had 4 bases. I mean, Shuttle has getting his 4s as well, but because Shuttle is committing to his carriers, he can't really do much about last 4 bases. And Last has a beautiful scan, so he knows what he's playing against. So really, this is like kind of like Last game to lose at the moment.
Yeah, it really is. You know, when do you think Shuttle was able to identify that scan went down? He could be completely in the dark that scan happened.
Well, I don't know, because I don't think Shuttle even realized that Last took a 4th base. Actually, no, he does. He sees you. He has an observer there, so he knows what's happening. So both players kind of know what each are doing.
Yeah, and he can't punish the 4th base of Last. Last is going to be in a great position here, but there is a 4th base coming down for Shuttle. He's just lagging slightly behind in this economy. I mean, is he building carriers fast enough for this to be even effective off of 2 Stargates? He's going to have a gateway army to supplement this.
It's perfectly fine. Like, Last hasn't been really moving out yet. I mean, Last could have been moving out right now with like all these tanks and try to do some significant damage, but he's been pretty passive so far. He just wants to make sure he has his own 4 bases up. So Shuttle will have enough carriers by the time Last decides to push out, and hopefully, like you said, enough ground units to supplement the carriers.
It looks like this the defense at the 6 o'clock is pretty solid here. You know, a couple tanks turning up, Marines in the bunker. I like this really strong supply depot wall on the right flank here. So Last is really set in his 4 bases. I mean, he has got a stronghold right now.
He does, and the great thing about it is going to allow him to propel if he wants to go for the split map. But more importantly, you go to get the strong 4 bases, you can be able to play the long game with the carries. Like, you can be able to trade effectively for a very long time. And it's only a matter of time before Shuttle's going to be the one that runs out of minerals, so to speak. So Shuttle's going to have to get a 5th pretty soon to compensate for Last getting a 4th.
Sure, and Last oddly scanned his own army.
He's just trying to find the observer.
Ah, okay. Yeah, make sure that there isn't an observer hanging out. I was like, there's no DTs that he's aware of, but obviously observers. Smart choice here. And here comes an initial engagement here.
Ooh, this is really bad though. Shuttle kind of forces you to go down the ramp into the 9 o'clock, and that's just basically trapped himself there. So nice pick up there by Last, basically splitting at least 30% of Shuttle ground army. I mean, if we're looking at the carriers though, I can't find them. Where are they?
They're in the middle. Heading towards the natural.
Oh, okay, I found them. So you have 4 carriers out on the map here. That's not that much, but it's actually quite a scary push coming in from Last. It is the +1/+0 attack though. So not necessarily 2-1, but I mean, Last already made itself all the way up to the natural here, and this is like, yikes. If Last can like entrench himself in this position, it can be very difficult for a Shuttle to break.
Wow, look at all these vultures running into the natural base. And I'm trying to just pick out some probes while this action is going on here, but the carrier's going to be coming in.
Yeah, hold on. So it looks like it's going to be time for the Shuttles to engage. Shuttle's actually getting all the cells out, trying to push away across the bridge. There's no mines at all, though, so it's actually going to be quite enough damage here for the cells to make quite a difference. But at the very least, though, what Shuttle does, he clears on his natural, so Last is still sitting behind his bridge. Can't really push in yet. He's going to maybe try to go for the high ground, try to make himself into the third base here of Shuttle, but Shuttle's carrier count might be enough to do the difference here. We already have 6 carriers on the map for himself now.
Yeah, it's a bit of carriers coming in here. The Goliaths aren't really getting a lot of shots off on the carriers themselves. They're just focusing down the interceptors, and I like that last move to the high ground. Instead of pressuring at the bridge at the natural, this high ground positioning is a little bit more advantageous for him if Zealots do try to run in.
Here's the problem though, if the Goliaths all die, then the tank's going to be completely exposed, and Last loses a significant part of his army. It's going to take him a while for him to max off all the tanks that he originally had. And the Shuttle, as long as he keeps his carrier count up, it doesn't really matter how much ground units he loses.
Yeah. And so we're seeing that there are 21 Goliaths on the field, though. And in fact, a lot of the tanks got sniped out there. It's only down to 5 now.
That's the thing, though. Like, you can't just win with Goliaths against the carrier. You need to have some tanks as well, some vultures in, because you have to do some damage on the ground.
The distance that Last has to travel to supplement this army is just absurdly far. And Goliaths really aren't fast units. They're kind of clunky. And so this is really to the advantage of Shuttle, at least, on the defensive end.
Another thing, though, is that we see that Shuttle Earth looks like a 5th base, so he secures the very clock for himself. And I think Last, I'm not sure if Last, I don't think Last knows about it. That could be quite a key base for Shuttle if he wants to win this game. And we can see that because...
absolutely. And it looks like we have this mech army on the back footing now. The Goliaths are just macroing back, trying to get a kill. Did they get a carrier? It looks like
they got one carrier. There's the second one is almost dead, but it will survive with 79 armor.
Yeah. Yeah, so we do have that additional base sitting at the 3 o'clock location. You know, Last is still fine. You know, his economy is still pretty well driven at this point. But he's got to start thinking about how he can engage against this carrier army more effectively. Otherwise, he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
I mean, he's floating on like 3.5k minerals. I'm wondering why he doesn't just build like some command centers all over the place. His mass expand, because it's not like Shuttle can really punish it.
He needs the mass expand, and he just needs the mass turret around, which is what he's doing at his fourth base at the 6 o'clock. But look at that, he's getting another expansion down at the bottom right. A Zealot is attacking it though.
Yeah, they're Last can't hold it. Shuttle knows. Both players kind of know that base is not going to go down. But I mean, with Last, 3k minerals, it's not that important.
Yeah, the mineral income's pretty good for Shuttle too, so he really doesn't have to worry about interceptors getting sniped off at this point. And so it looks like he's going to try and carve his way through this 6 o'clock base.
Oh, this is going to be a pretty difficult position to push, though. There's a lot of turrets, though, and C-tanks with the Goliath support behind it, but looks like the fighting pool finally does go down here, and Shuttle recognizes it's too hard of a position to attack and just backs off.
Yeah, that was really well reinforced, and look at all the Goliaths that have gotten in here, too. So, definitely doesn't want to engage there. Although Shuttle's looking really strong right now. His economy's doing really well, and his engagements have been pretty nice.
If he tried to attack again, I'm not sure about this.
It was kind of a half-hearted attack. I wonder if he's just trying to get the Goliath stuck down there, and then it's going to swoop around. But instead, he's kind of just retreating towards the middle.
Shuttle trying to put a pylon and a cannon before Last had that command center. So it looks like the Nexus could go down there, but I think the Shuttle's doing a lot more damage here with his carriers, and Last still once again not going to be the aggressor, the one that controls the tempo of the game here. Both players are trading equal blows, but more importantly though, Shuttle still has 9 carriers. That's quite a lot.
Yeah, he is doing great with these carriers, and
But why isn't he making more? His target is not producing carriers. Make more carriers.
He is getting +2 on his carriers, though.
Of course, you have to get +2. No, my hand is actually hurting right now from holding this mouse.
Oh my goodness.
I got
Just from observing.
Yo, I got the esports injury, man.
Yeah. Man, you know what? Observing for nearly 3 hours, or like 2.5 hours, it does start to wear on your hands.
And then you think about like the amount of damage that players do when they play the game.
When they're actually playing the game for 2.5 hours. You know, that used to not be a problem when I was a kid.
Well, you play with like what, 50 APM maybe?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, but you see like both players, like last had like almost 400 APM, meanwhile Shadow has like 300 APM. Doesn't really matter though, but the thing is that right now, it's in the both players are kind of like at a standstill. Like, sure, they're trading interceptors for Goliath, but this will only go on for so much. I mean, Shadow himself is already maxed out. Blast isn't really maxed out, but he is extremely gas starved.
Yeah.
You can, he has like 4K minerals and like 200 gas. He needs gas.
If you click on both armies, you can see the economy for mineral-wise looks really similar, and then you look at gas and you're like, oh my god.
Oh, this is nice!
Storms!
Nope. And looks like that's going to be the deciding factor in this engagement here. All those tanks and Goliaths get mopped up immediately by
Oh my god.
But then you know that actually, it's actually a big loss for Shuttle as well, because Shuttle lost 4 carriers in that engagement.
He actually stormed his own carriers too.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake there, but Shuttle will come out, I think, ahead here. But those carriers take a very long time to rebuild. That's a big problem, though. You can't be losing too many carriers like this.
He is building more,
very,
though.
very time to get. You know, he had 5 carriers left, but that could have been 9 carriers still instead of 5.
Look at the bottom right, though. He has taken the bottom right base, and he does have a few gateways already on the way. Best doing really well so far in this game. Or not Best, I'm sorry. Shuttle. Shuttle's playing like best level in this.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, really, if you think historically, who is the best PvT player? I would take Stork in that argument. But you don't have one player who is just like godly. The same way you could be like, well, Light was a god tier TVZer, you know?
Light actually had a better TVZ record than Flash.
Yeah. So.
Oh
wow! Look at the carrier losses here.
Shuttle losing all the carriers. You're only down back to 2 carriers. That's actually a big loss there from Shuttle. Oh no, that's not good. He went from 9 to 2 carriers.
That was ugly. Oh my goodness.
Nice pick up there by Laz. That's gonna keep Laz in this game here, but Laz needs to start thinking about taking another base though. Once again, still gas started. Laz needs gas. He doesn't need minerals.
Well, he does have that refinery being mined out now at the 9 o'clock location. Should be nice for him.
Yeah, but he needs to split the map immediately. He needs the gas because trying to go for tank Goliath is extremely gas intensive. You can already see it happening right here.
Oh,
nice.
Those storms! Nice blanket there. God, his inner John be playing really well right here.
Yeah, but here's the problem though. Those storms are on the tank dome, and the thing is that, like, last is taking advantage of the fact, and he's trying to use this. Oh my goodness, beautiful. I couldn't even finish any of my sentences. I was just trying to explain what's going on, and Last killed all but one of Shuttle's carriers.
Yep.
And that completely neutralizes like the major advantage that Shuttle had in this game with the carriers. And now Lash is like just brought it back equally. Oh man.
I did like how that Archon just owned all of those Goliaths though. That cracked me up a little bit.
Doesn't really matter. I mean, like every other unit besides the carriers are like replaceable to some extent, but
yep,
those carriers need to stay alive. It's only one carrier.
And yet we're still seeing that carriers are being rebuilt. And look at this, an establishment trying to be created at the top left, but getting denied here.
Well, you can at least get the natural up, though.
So lots of observers on the map. I mean, Shuttle's map awareness is really good at this point in the game. Where's the next engagement gonna happen? These players just kind of probably taking a lot of time to just think here while they can.
Well, here's the thing though, like, I don't know why Last isn't, like, pushing. Like, he killed all but one of Shuttle's carrier. He basically decimated Shuttle's ground army, and he's playing like a TVT instead of TVP. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, there's a good question here, but another push in, and the Storms are just going really well for Shuttle continuing in this game here. Oh,
yeah,
these Goliaths are in a really bad position. They are going to get cleaned up.
That's the thing, like, he doesn't have any vultures to supplement this, so and you have to recognize that if you don't have that many carriers on the field, like, your opponent's going to have a lot of ground army to make up in the supply.
Yeah, right, this is really bad. And, you know, he's got 3,500 minerals to pump into vultures if he needs to.
Yeah, but he's not doing so. He just, I mean, look at his factory, you know, he's just making Goliaths, making tanks. I mean, once again, like, Shuttle is maxed out, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think that Last is just slowly losing this game at this point.
Cause like you would think that Last would have fought this game for himself, but like you kill like all the carriers, you neutralize a lot of things, but it just Shuttle is able to come back from that loss.
I think getting that extra gas at the bottom right and having the 3 o'clock base really allowed him to build the necessary amount of high Templars to combat the composition of Last's army.
And man, here's the thing, while all the act would happen, we did see Last actually kill off Shuttle 12, but I think it's kind of irrelevant since Shuttle already took the right side of the map here, so
right.
It's not that big of an issue. But we do see, though, this is what Last should be done doing 10 minutes ago. Like, he's making the pushes now. Like, he should be doing this earlier.
There's so much army on the outside, though. Generally, you have players where they're just kind of stuck on the inside. They can't really go anywhere. But, I mean, Shuttle has a lot of options in dealing with this pressure.
Yeah, but he's going to be down 2 mining bases, though. This is quite problematic for Shuttle. Like his bank is going to become shrunken, I should say, very quickly.
But he's the only really, you know, Last is about to mine out the last of his mining bases here, and Shuttle, he still has that bottom right 2 nexuses, and are these tanks gonna be able to kill off this nexus in time?
I mean, they will. There's no question about it.
Oh, here it comes though. The carriers for the defense here. No, they're gonna back off. This base will be lost.
I mean, Shuttle's already caught in the slack. You just need to expand once again. Retake the 12, or maybe take the top left here. Last is maybe at half a mining base at most. He needs to take another base as well. But you can see, like, his bank is already dwindling quite heavily. Both players are really getting down to the scrappy part of the game here. But they have the bank, but they don't have the economy to support it.
There's so much army for Shuttle at this point, though.
That's the thing, Last let Shuttle rebuild that army, and you can see, like, he has 6 carriers once again. He only used to have 1 carrier, and now he has 6.
Yeah, I can't believe this. 22 Goliaths, that's not going to be enough to deal with this, to be honest. With the way the carriers have been playing so well at this point. Oh, another Stargate has been built, but no more carriers being produced at this time. It's going to be a blue pin. Maxed out army just going to try and crush whatever Last has left.
Yeah, I mean, there's no vultures here, so this is going to be a very easy push-in for Last. I mean, I should say for Shuttle. And Last is being pushed back. Like, Shuttle has the superior ground force at the moment, and he has the carriers. The exceptional carriers.
Just Goliaths left, too. 1 good storm could really end this. That Archon tanking quite a bit at the front, too.
It is, actually.
Man, everything just got Hoover vacuumed. That's going to be it. GG. It's going to be Mine versus Shuttle to close out this day.
Surprisingly enough, we actually had to play all 8 matches.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, man.
Well, when we have the savior of Zerg players, Miso, you know that it's going to go all the way to the end. All right.